Um, that's interesting to know too, that I don't think that this is just limited to, our genetic ancestors. This could be anybody that wants to make a connection. We're just going to consider them our soul family. It could be an animal that wants to make a connection, or animals that want to make a connection. I think that we're like related to anything and everything in the universe. But for the session, I'll pretty much focus on human ancestors, and you might want to focus on your family if that's something that you're drawn to do. You're going to let your soul guide you. Bring up my drawing here. This is it. Yeah, here we go. You guys can see that?
Yep.
All right. I'm trying to jump back and forth between this and the waiting room here. So I really like this graphic because it shows the math behind our ancestral, how many people that we are related to just in the last 400 years. So if you can imagine, even going back before that, there's so many other genetic memories that we hold in our body. So we can connect with that through the body itself. There's other ways that we can connect to through energy. And so another slide that I have here, it shows that this is a diagram that Julia Cannon channeled. And it shows basically our relationship to each other. So if you see in the middle, there's a little dot that represents little you. And then you might see the big circle, the purple circle, that one's representing the big you. And that could be your collective or our collective. And all these little dots represent different people, different beings. And as you go up that scale, as you see the colors change, the density changes. But there's a connection there. You can see there's a connection to source energy, which is that frequency that permeates all of those different beings. And there's a connection to each other. So by connecting to ourselves, we can connect to all these different dimensions, all these different beings. You don't really need to know all this to do it. I just think it's kind of fun to see how we intersect and the potential, the options that we have. So don't think that you're limited to just family members or your immediate ancestors. Anybody can come through, and we'll welcome them as they do. So, okay. And I was going to say too, it's likely that your guides, your ancestors, they're probably already lining up. They're probably already here. But if you want to go ahead and call anybody in, you're welcome to do that. So as we do that, we'll bring in our guides, our ancestors. My cat just came in to join us, so good timing. Any energies that would like to be present? Well, these are going to be the most positive expressions. Also, if you encounter any ancestors that maybe need help, these are going to be the ones that are ready for your help, and your soul's going to know exactly how to help them, exactly how to get those messages. We'll also be connecting to ancestors that have lessons for you, messages for you. I don't find these exercises dangerous in any way, but I do like to put up protection just because it's helpful for some people. If people feel any kind of fear, it's helpful to put up those protections. And also it feels really good. So Dolores Cannon would have us imagine that we see a beautiful pyramid that's composed entirely of white light. So I want you to imagine that this pyramid is the most beautiful, sparkling color you've ever seen. And I want you to place that pyramid around your entire body. So it's completely around your body, even the underneath side of your body. You can feel it. This is your protection. It will protect you against anything. And as you connect with that pyramid of white light, you know that and you feel it. And it's so good. Good job, everybody. And you can use that anytime you'd like to feel more connected, to feel that protection. Now, you may get some messages during the session. You might get some messages after the session as well. Let me let these people in. So be open to whatever wants to come through. And even if you don't get anything that's very specific, just be open to whatever does come. And that could be sensations that you get in your dreams later tonight. It could be just a knowing. You could wake up tomorrow and feel lighter. Just have a sense of ease. If I'm going to start the session by doing sort of a mini past life experience with everybody. So I'll ask you to go to another time, another place. You might be in another body. You might see things a little bit different. You might be a man or a woman. You may be connecting as an ancestor. You might be connecting with somebody that has a message for you. Just trust that whatever you're shown, whatever you experience, that's going to be the perfect experience for today. Don't analyze it too much, especially as it's happening. Just let it happen. You have plenty of time to analyze things while we're, in our active beta state. This is going to be for intuition. So just go with it as much as you can. My mentor yesterday, he says, too much analysis equals paralysis. So for these types of things, the more you can stay with your just gut feeling, the better. It's usually the first things that come off in the top of your head are going to be the messages that you want to listen to. And we're going to do this as a group, but if you encounter anything that you want to explore more later, one-on-one, let me know. I'm here for that. You'll probably get some clues and some breadcrumbs during this session, but it's only an hour. We can do more one-on-one. And since it's a group, it's hard to pace everybody at the perfect pace. So one-on-one sessions are great for that. We always go at your pace. So why would we want to do this? Anybody have any answers? Why would we want to connect with our ancestors?
Maybe to understand patterns in our lives.
Yeah, that's a good one. Perfect. That's one of the segments that I have here, is to look at any patterns that are affecting our lives. Anything else that anybody's thinking might happen or we might want to do?
Just to connect with past relatives.
Yeah, connect with past relatives, loved ones, energies that we love, that we care about. Yeah, perfect. Get guidance and clarity. Thank you, Claudia. Yeah, I'm thinking all of the wisdom that we have over that whole family tree, and I'll share that slide too. You guys might have seen that. Just 1 second. And so as we look at that, so we look at that family tree, I mean, just genetically, think about that trunk. So all of the people that are the branches, all of those branches and leaves, they have all of the information and can access any of the experiences that those people in the trunk have. So I think that it's really interesting realizing how closely we're related and how, easy it is through just a little bit of concentration to tap into those messages. And again, that's just genetic family. We have energetic family. We have all kinds of different things. So, okay. It's important to know that you can experience these things in lots of different ways. You might get visuals, but not a lot of people aren't very visual. You might just know something. You might see symbols. You might get words. You might just feel something changing. You might see a color. There's nothing that's off limits. Just let it go. If you do have emotions during the session, it's even better. So you can connect with those emotions and really go deep. If you feel everything, you can. And if you don't, that's fine too. Your soul's going to give you exactly what you need. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get ready to get into a nice, comfortable position. So everybody, get relaxed if you can. And I'm going to mute everybody. I'm going to start the guided meditation portion, or I'm going to start the past life portion of the session. And after that, we'll all come back, share what we experienced. It'll only be maybe 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And we'll come back, share what we experienced, and then we'll go into another guided meditation portion while we connect to all of our ancestors. Okay, is everybody ready? Does anybody have any questions, comments? Everybody ready? I'm going to go ahead.
Rosie.
Okay. Okay, if there's no questions and if everybody's ready, I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. There you go. Good job getting into a comfortable position. I want you to just relax. I'll follow the sound of my voice. So the first thing that I like to have people do generally to start a session is to imagine something that's very familiar. So I want you to imagine something that's familiar to you, like your home. So let's start by imagining that you are standing outside your home, like in their front yard if you have one. I want you to take in all the details of your yard. You're looking at your home. How do you go in? I want you to imagine that you're putting your hand on the doorknob or door handle and walking into your home. And take a look at what you see as you walk into that first room, walking into your home. Imagine all of those details. What furniture is there? You walk through your home. I want you to imagine that you're going to your kitchen. Taking all the details of your kitchen. If you have a window in your kitchen, look out your window. What do you see out there? Now I want you to imagine that you're going to get a glass of water. And imagine all the steps that you take to get that water, to get that glass. Notice what glass you choose. And as you're pouring that water into the glass, choose a color. I want you to choose a color. Doesn't matter what color. What color do you want to put into that water? I want you to imagine that you're going to put that color, whatever color you chose, into that water. And as you imagine that color moving into the water, it's activating and it's charging that water. It's allowing that water to become more, to become full of energy. So as that water is mixing with that color, you see it sparkle. It's so beautiful that you can't wait to taste that water. I want you to imagine as you drink this water that it is the most delicious and the most nutritious water that you've ever tasted. So go ahead and drink that water, this water that you've created with your imagination. And as you drink that water, I want you to feel that color going through your whole body. It starts in your mouth, goes down your throat into your stomach. First, you feel it in all of your physical systems. So your stomach, your blood vessels, your blood cells, your organs, all of the physical systems. And next, you feel that color expanding into all the systems that send and receive messages in your body, like your nervous system, your spine, your brain. You can feel that color tingling the ends of your nerves themselves. Those messages are being clearly received. Everything is being cleaned, cleared, activated, and prepared for your session today. And next, you feel that color moving up and out into your energy body. That's all the parts of your body that are just beyond the physical form, like your astral form, your dream body, all those parts that are just outside your aura, your energy body. That color is reinforcing all of the connections, getting everything ready for you today. So now that you are ready and prepared, your body is activated, I want you to find a place in your home that's a storage area, someplace where you usually keep things when you're not using them. And I want you to imagine that as you go up to this place, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's an extra room, that you put your hand on the doorknob of this area, this closet, this room. I want you to open that door, but When you open that door, you find something there that's surprising. It's a portal to another place, another time. So I want you to open that door, and I want you to connect with this portal, this gateway. Some people notice that their portal is like a black hole. Other people might see a white, swirling, sparkling portal. But either way, the longer that you stare into this portal, the more colors you begin to see. And the more colors you begin to see, the more you connect with this portal. So when you're ready, I want you to step into this portal, this place with all of the colors. And I want you to trust that it will take you to the perfect time, the perfect place for this experience today. So allow yourself to drift into that beautiful portal, this beautiful gateway with all of the colors, all of the information for you today. And as you float into that portal, you feel so relaxed and so safe, knowing you're being guided to the most appropriate time and the most appropriate place. And as you drift and float and float and drift, you're being guided. You start to notice that you're in a forest. So take a moment to look around at this forest. Feel it. It might be an autumn day. The air might be crisp, a little chilly, but you're not cold. It's easy to walk. Notice there's a forest path. As you walk down that path, you can hear leaves crunching under your feet, and you can smell them in the air. Take a deep breath. You can smell a campfire. And listen. You can hear the faint sound of a drum beat just ahead of you on the path. It calls you to walk further down this path. As you walk down this forest path, closer and closer to the drum beat, you find a clearing. So walk into that clearing. And as you walk there, closer to the fire, you notice there's someone sitting there next to a small campfire. They don't say anything, but you feel completely comfortable around this person. You realize as they're drumming, even though they don't say anything, you realize that they are concerned about their family, your family. They're concerned about your ancestors, and they're here to help you connect. This guide is here to help you connect to another time, another place where there's information and healing. So I want you to follow the beat of their drum. Follow the beat of your heart. Follow my voice and follow your soul. Let us guide you to this time, this place. Now, as you're there sitting with your guide around this campfire, you can travel to this other time, this other place. You can use the same portal of light you just took to travel here. Or you can travel any way that your soul is most comfortable. And allow yourself to find that other time, that other place where there's information. You can step back into that portal, being guided by the drum beat. Allow yourself to look and see all of those colors. This time, as you float into that portal with all of the lights and all of the colors, you realize that there are all of the lives that you have ever lived, and all of your ancestors and all of their experiences. And as you go into that portal, you're being pulled to the most important one, So allow yourself to float and drift. As you're floating and drifting, your soul is so happy to be going to this time, this place, because you know that it's helping. So I want you to allow yourself to float. Might feel a little bit like you're a feather floating on the breeze as you connect with those currents, as you feel so supported. And as you find that lifetime, that perspective, that ancestor that wants to communicate, may feel like that feather is drifting down, floating slowly down to the surface. And as you float down, you start to catch your bearings and realize where you are, what's happening, what's going on around you in this time, this place. You have arrived for time and place. Might be like a mist lifts off your vision. It could feel like dust is clearing as you understand where you are. You notice, are you standing? Are you sitting? Does it feel like you're inside or outside? Now, does it feel like you have a body? Look down at your feet. What are you wearing on your feet? Do you feel like a male or female, a man or a woman? Do you feel young or old? Do you feel healthy? I want you to notice, does it feel like you live very far from where you are right now? Does it feel like you live close to wherever you are? And show me your home. I want you to see your home like you're standing outside of it. Walk around, walk up to the door, however you get into your home. Walk into the home and notice, is it small? Is it large? Notice, where do you sleep? Now that you get the sense of your home, show me a meal that you eat. Now, where do you eat this meal? Are you there in your home or somewhere else? What do you eat? See if you can taste the food or smell it. And if you can't, that's fine too. And how do you prepare this food, or who prepares this food? Does anyone live in the home with you? Good job. And don't worry, if you don't have all the details now, you may be able to fill those in later. But good job. So now that we have an idea who you are, where you live, what I want you to do is to travel to a time and place in that lifetime, in that body where something is happening, where something's changing, or something meaningful is going on. And notice what's happening. What's going on? Who else is there? What else is happening? What do you notice about all this? Is there anything else important that's happening? Take note of what else is happening. Very good. So now that you've taken a look at that scene, what I want you to do is to float away from that happening. Drift away from that event. And I want you to go forward to another time in that life where something else is happening. Something's changing or something meaningful is going on. Now, what's happening? See where you are. Who are you with? What do you notice? What are you thinking? What are your mental reactions? Notice your body. What's your body feel? What emotions are you feeling? And is there anything else important about this scene, this event, this day? You'll know what's important about this. And now I want you to drift away from that scene, that event. And I want you to go to one more time and place in that lifetime where something meaningful is happening, something important is going on, or something is changing for you, and see what that is. So find that time, that place, that event, and notice what's happening. Notice where you are, who's there. How do you feel? What's your body feel like? What are you thinking about? What emotions are you experiencing? And notice whatever is important about this scene, this event. And now that we've taken a look at that lifetime, I want you to drift away from that event. And I want you to find the last day of your life in that body. Look for the last day of your life in that body. And don't worry. If you need to see it from the outside, you can. If there's anything happening, it's painful. You can see it from the outside if you need to. Allow yourself to find that last day of your lifetime in that body. And notice all the details about that day. Where are you? Who's there? Is it something that you were prepared for? Or was it something sudden? Notice how your body feels on this, the last day of your life. What's causing your death? What part of your body is dying first? Notice who's there. And you'll be able to recognize anyone from that lifetime that you know in this lifetime. Look into their eyes. Do you recognize those eyes? Who do those eyes belong to? You know. Now I want you to take your last breath. I want you to cross over. But before you do, notice what's the last thought that you're able to think in that body. And what's the last thing you feel physically in your body? What does the body sense before the soul leaves? And what's the last emotion you feel before you transition? Now, when you've lived that life, go ahead and transition. Take that last breath and let the soul leave the body. And as your soul leaves your body in that lifetime, notice, where does it go? What does it feel like to not have a body? And now, from this perspective, you can see that lifetime from a whole new perspective. You recognize that with the death of that body, so dies all that person's injuries, so dies that discomfort. It's important to know that any injuries or any disease from that body dies with that body, won't bother you any longer where you're at. So where does your soul go as it leaves that body? I want you to look back over that lifetime. I know that each life has lessons, has a purpose. So look over and see, what did you come into that lifetime to experience? What did you learn? And how is that lifetime affecting you in this current lifetime? How does that lifetime intersect with this lifetime? And what do you in that other life, in that other body, what do you want to say to the current version of you, in the current body? And what message, as you in the current body, what message do you want to send back in time? What do you want to tell them about those experiences? You can say anything you need to. And now you'll have a clear knowing why you were shown this experience, why you were brought to have this experience. Why were you shown this life today? What's important about it? Okay, good job. Good job. So now that you've taken a look at that lifetime, gotten any impressions about that person, I want you to see how this is connected. Is this connected to you, your ancestors, energetic connection? What's the connection? Good job. Now that you've had that experience, I'm going to count to 5 and have everybody come back to awareness, back to reality. And as I count to 5, you'll come back to this time, this place. The 1, your energy body is coming back to your physical form. 2, you can hear the sounds in the room and the sounds outside the room. 3, you're coming back very nicely. 4, you can move around if you'd like to. And 5, you are wide awake, and ready to accept. And if you want to, discuss your experience. So good job, everybody. Okay, so that was one way to get some messages, is to go directly into an experience. A lot of times people will go into a different body, a different time. Other times some people might have a different perspective and not even have a body when they go into different lifetimes. So I'm glad that we had some people having experiences. So for this next part, and does anybody else want to share? I don't want to go too fast. Okay. So for the next part, it'll be a guided meditation. We're going to go back to that fire, back to that clearing. Did anybody have trouble visualizing the woods or? Okay, so we're going to use that again. I love to use the portal of light because it's such an effective tool to travel different places. You can use that at any point that you want to. It's a great visualization and it can take you anywhere. So as we get ready to go back into a nice meditative state, this is the part where some people might have the tendency to fall asleep. so I say relax, but if you think that you're going to relax too much, feel free to sit up or do whatever it takes to keep you a little bit awake and alert. But if you do fall asleep, that's fine too. This part's more working with the subconscious. It's not always about understanding anything or having to process it with the left conscious brain. It's just about going through it. So even if you do fall asleep, that is awesome. And if you don't understand any of the messages yet, we're gonna go around and gather messages, gather tools, look at patterns. If you don't immediately understand what you're being presented, just accept it anyway. So if I say someone's handing you a tool and they just hand you a ball of light, just take it and thank them for it, and your soul will understand exactly what to do with that ball of light. Or if they hand you nothing, and just take it, whatever it is. One person, they had a message from someone who slapped them in the face. So I just said, oh, that's exactly what I needed. So if your messages are a little bit funny, or if the people that show up, anything can show up during these: animals, signs, symbols. Just assume that you know what it means because you do. Hopefully no one's fallen asleep so far, but if they have, this is a great, great dream to come into right now. So now I want you to imagine that you're back in that forest clearing. You're back in that clearing. It's an autumn day. The air's crisp, but not too cold. You're comfortable. And you're sitting there in the presence of this person who's drumming. And you're sitting there next to a campfire. You can smell the campfire. You can hear the drum. And as you're sitting there, you can feel yourself sitting on the ground, completely supported. I want you to imagine that after a while of sitting there in silence with this person, you're called to stand up. So feel yourself standing up. Get up. Walk around and imagine that you're walking around the edge of those trees in the clearing. Now, at first, as you're walking around the edge of those trees, you might not see anything or anyone, but I want you to keep walking around that circle, looking into the trees. And as you walk around and around that circle, being mindful, looking deep into the forest, you start to get impressions. Certain things start catching your attention as you're walking around. Look around the edges of those trees and see who you encounter. You may notice several people. Some of these people have tools for you, and some of these people have lessons for you. I want you to find these people that have tools for you, have lessons for you. I want you to find these messages, these signs. So walk around the clearing, finding these people, these lessons, these messages. You might even see animals. So as you walk around the circle, notice the first person, tool, message, or animal that you see. What do you notice? Whatever you notice, I want you to connect with this. And don't worry, you know exactly how. Your soul knows how to do this already. Connect fully with this. It doesn't matter if you understand the message fully or not. Trust your soul. What do you see or notice? What comes to mind? Are they here to give you help, or do they need something from you? If they can help you, allow them to help you now. Imagine you're being helped by this person or tool or sign or message. You're being helped the best way possible. If you can, reach out your arms and accept their gift. And now, if you can help them, or if you have a message for this person, or to leave there, a tool to leave here in the forest for your ancestors, realize your soul knows exactly how to do this. So imagine that you're helping. Now you can pass along a tool, a message, or you can leave something there for your ancestors or your descendants, your family. So notice what happens as you receive the gift, what changes. And notice what changes as you make your offering. And thank them and move along. Keep walking around that circle. Notice what you find. What's the next thing that you encounter across your path? What do you see there? What comes to mind? What do you find? As you move closer, you notice more details. Is this for you or for someone else? This person or this message? Are they here to help you? Are they here to receive help? Or both? If you can help, I want you to help them now. So trust your soul. You know exactly how to help, or what object or what tool to leave here. See that. Feel it. What's changing as you reach out to your energy? And can you receive a gift? What does this person or this object or this message, what do they have to offer you? Accept that. Connect fully, reach out. What do they say? Notice your body. What physical changes happen? Where do you feel this healing or this message in your body? Keep going around the circle. Thank them for that message, for that gift. Keep going around the circle. Who do you see next? Or what? What do you notice next? What do you say? Or what do they need to say to you? They're going to help you So I want you to accept this gift that they have for you. You might notice, what is it? And even if you don't know, that's okay. Just accept it with your energy, realizing it's going to help you in the best way it can. And thank them so much for this gift as you absorb that energy. And now you can give them a message or a gift back. What do you leave? What do you say or transmit? See yourself doing that and notice what changes as you do. I want you to keep walking around that circle. So thank them. Thank each thing that you encounter. You can keep using this meditation anytime you'd like to connect to your ancestors. I want you to meet one more ancestor or receive one more message. So keep walking around that circle till you find this last person, animal, sign, symbol, or message. What do you see? What do you notice? And as you notice this energy, what does it remind you of? You're going to know exactly how to interact with this energy. What do you want to offer this energy? What would you like to give? And what do you want to accept? What does this energy offer you? How does your body feel as you accept that gift? What do you notice is changing? Now that you've met your family around this clearing, what I want you to do is go around to each one of those beings, those tools, those messages, and give them one final hug and thank you, absorbing all of their energy into your soul. And I want you to invite them to sit around that fire with you. I want you to see everybody sitting around that fire in a group, all of those energies. Now, I want you to look for any souls or any energies that might seem lost or stuck or unhappy. These are going to be the energies that are ready to come forward. Do you notice how many are coming out? Are there just a couple? Are there a lot? If you've had ancestors that have died in battle, you might see whole fields of warriors coming forward. Anybody that's stuck, that's unhappy, sometimes they don't know that they've passed away. So connect with these energies. Let them know that everything is okay. They've passed away. They're stuck, but you're here to help them get unstuck. And as they realize that they have other options, they can go to the light. They can come back into another body. They can be reunited with their families. There's all kinds of different options that are usually better than feeling stuck. So they have those options. Let them see those. You're here to help them. They can see a little light in their chest. So show them that little light. It's like a little candle, a little flicker. Some of them might be brighter than others. Let them see that. You can feel that light get just a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger. And it feels so good as it does. So let them feel it. I want all of your ancestors to feel that light, any energies that are stuck. It's going to give them hope and show them that they are part of Source. They're not cut off from their creator. They're part of Source. So expand that light until it gets bigger and bigger. I want you to see that flame encompassing their whole torso area, their whole heart region, filling with that light. Let them play in that light. They can make that bigger and bigger until their whole being is filled with that bright white light, that sparkling rainbow colored light. And as they play in that light, they realize how freeing it is. They don't want to be stuck any longer. So let the ones that don't want to be stuck go into the light. And as they do, you can see them taking their place around the fire. You might just see them as light beings. You can let them know that they are loved, that they are free, and that they have a connection to you. They are not cut off any longer. Is there anything that they want to say before they go into the light? Listen to them. And as they finish saying whatever they need to say, they can take that position around the fire. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, now that you're all sitting around the fire, we're all there together, you can feel all of those energies, all of your family, all of those over 4,000 people in the last 400 years, and even more than that. In fact, all the trees that are around you in that forest, each one of them is one of your ancestors, and you can feel the love just pouring from all of those collective energies. And I want you to see those lessons, your family lessons. As you see those lessons and you see the connection between all of those people and beings and energies, trees and animals, you can feel yourself getting warmer and warmer. Feel the connection you have to every living being, to Mother Earth. You can feel your judgments, your fears, they're being absorbed. She's taking away all of that energy that you don't need. And you feel supported by a rush of pure love. And now that you have all of your family around you, you can see their patterns. So I want you to check for those ancestral patterns or karmic patterns, those patterns in the family, those patterns that you've been addressing generation after generation, those cycles that are ready to end now. I want you to see those patterns, and you can see them if you look into the fire. And as you look into the fire, it gets bigger and bigger. You may recognize those patterns immediately, or it may take some time for you to notice what you're being shown. But look into that fire and you'll know exactly what's being burned away. And as you realize what you're seeing, you're able to feed those back into the fire. Notice all the details of what you're seeing. Are there objects? Do you see people? Do you see the patterns themselves, the net that's forming your reality? See that being crafted exactly the way you'd like it to, and burning away all of those intersections that are no longer serving you. And as you see that happening, the fire becomes a brilliant orange phoenix. It starts small, but you can see it building and building. And at a certain point, that phoenix lifts up and out of the fire. And that phoenix is flying around the circle, picking up all of your fears, those collective fears, all of the anger, all of the emotions, all of the judgments. You're not able to hold on to anything that isn't helping you grow. Nothing is holding you back from being the highest version of yourself. Each one of the judgments you can see going into the flames of that phoenix being transmuted into power. It's power you can use for you, your descendants, and it's being amplified in all the different dimensions and realms. You notice that phoenix flying far away, but they're always there anytime you need to contact this powerful phoenix. You can feed your anxiety, feed your fears, feed the patterns that aren't serving you into the phoenix's flames, and they'll be transmuted. So now that you have connected with this soul group, and now that you've seen a lifetime of an ancestor, you've embraced the lessons of your bloodline. You've guided stuck energy back into your lineage. You've harnessed their wisdom, their power, and you've released all of your judgments, all of your fears, all of the patterns of the past that don't serve you any longer. Now, notice your new form, your new body, and your new life force while all those parts come into your soul. All that energy is regaining. And now I want, with a final thank you, I want to start saying goodbye to those energies with so much love and so many thanks. And also with the understanding that we can reach out to these people, our tribe, our group, anytime we need to. So to make it easier, they're going to give you a word or a phrase to help you connect. So listen, you're going to remember that word, that phrase that will help you connect. What word or phrase would they like to give you now? Remember that words are like magic. So say that word or phrase aloud. Good. Now say it one more time out loud. Anytime you say this word or you think this word, or someone like me with your permission says this to you, you'll be able to go easily back into this state, this place, journey to find the answers to many things. Anytime you do anything like this, anytime you journey or do a meditation, it will always be an enjoyable experience. You'll be able to enjoy those messages long after the experience ends. So thank your ancestors. You can see them going back into the woods, knowing that they are going to continue their journey. They're here for you, and they're finding exactly what they need to find. And now, as you say goodbye, and ask all those other parts that we were speaking with to recede into the background, I'm going to count to 3. And on the count of 3, you'll be completely awake, wide awake. Remember everything about your experience and acknowledge your expanded awareness. So 1, you're bringing yourself back to this time, this place. Your energy body is back in the physical form. 2, you're feeling more energy, more ease, more awareness. And 3, you're back, alert. You're ready to remember and integrate this amazing experience.